entrance when we do tours. Now we do the Beatles tour. One of the coolest things, I mean, obviously we have a lot of really amazing things here in the restaurant, but one of the most amazing things that we have is this portrait of a picture of a very young George Harrison, John Lennon, and Mr. Stu. You guys know who he is? Where's my Beatle fan over there? Where's my Beatle fan? You got them both here. Who is that? Who is that? You know this, you know this.
He was this guy for whom In My Life was written for. John's dearest friend in the art
dearest
school.
friends from art schools. Stu Cliff, he was a very, there you go, you got it? All right, don't forget it. I'm going to keep asking you. Stu Cliff was a really cool guy. He was John's friend from art school, but there was a problem. He was the bass player for the band, and he didn't know how to play the bass. So when you have a band, and your bass player doesn't know how to play the bass, you got a problem. So what do? Pretty much John learned that, why did we mention this? It's because John learned a very valuable lesson from Elvis Presley. See, John said it himself, we were 4 ugly English guys. We needed a look. We needed somebody with a look, somebody that looked like, that looked cool. And then you have somebody that looks almost like a Jimmy Dean, almost like Elvis Presley. Look, the cool thing about it is that eventually, it was funny, during the shows, he will actually perform and, they will unplug his instrument just to let him just make the girl scream, shake your hips, whatever. We'll take care of the rest. Eventually he left the band because he fell in love with a girl named Astrid Kirchherr. She was actually a German photographer and official photographer for the Beatles during those early days. Before he quit the band, and with her, Astrid actually gave the Beatles their best idea ever, which was, you guys got to change your look. At that time, the mop top was very popular in Germany. Why not change from this to this? The mop top, and that's how you know them. Now this picture is really special over the fact because it has her. You know who she is? Who's she?
Boyd.
There you go, you redeemed yourself. Pattie Boyd. Pattie Boyd this is actually cool because this is the first time that Pattie and George met during the set of the movie. That what's really very impressive about this is that Pattie Boyd has had 2 of the most greatest songs written. Which one are they?
Something.
Uh-huh.
Wonderful Tonight.
Uh-huh.
Layla.
Layla, of course. We usually say, it's a kind of like a trick question because obviously a lot of people say, but her name is Pattie Boyd. What if the song was named Layla? Because that's how Eric Clapton would call it.
That's the one that got stolen by
some drama. You want to hear some drama?
By Eric Clapton.
And George were best friends. But Eric Clapton was in love with George's best wife. So eventually she actually left George to be with Eric Clapton. And the most amazing part of the story?
He was cool about it.
He was cool with it. They still remain friends to the day to his death. They still remain friends. Wow.
He's a some guy.
That doesn't happen all the time, right? Yeah. Well, one of the greatest album covers of all time, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Heart Club Band. We have the little gnome. If you haven't seen it, when you look at the cover, at the bottom left side, you'll see it there. What's amazing on this, it was signed by the 4 members of the Beatles at the same time. One of my favorites, the album cover, the original album cover Revolver. This is the original artwork. Now this is really cool because you gotta remember this. Back in the 60s, there's no Photoshop or Illustrator. All you have is just a guy drawing, putting pictures together, and a lot of imagination. The best thing about this how do you know it's the real deal? Look who signed it. George Martin, the Beatles producer, many times also called the 5th Beatle. Also has the AP. AP means artist proof. There's 3 out there in the world. 1, AP1's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. 2, AP2, nobody knows where it is. A collector had it in California. Somebody broke into his house, stole a lot of things, including the AP2. And AP3, we have it here in Orlando, Florida. So the moral of the story, if you ever go to a flea market and you see something like this that says AP2, buy it. Buy it. You have no idea how much is that worth, man. What? Main page. I got a tour in the way. Cool. Call them up and send them upstairs. because I'm going to be by the roots of rock room. So send them upstairs. Tell one of the hosts to bring them upstairs, please. When you get here, I got something. I got a little. Oh yeah, you saw that? I got a little trivia for you. This is a good one. 1974. Last time, you know that 1974 was the last time that John Lennon ever performed on stage with his friend Elton John. As long as the story goes, Elton John's favorite Beatles song is "I Saw Her Standing There." Great song, right? But the thing is, no more Beatles. And John refused to play any Beatles songs. So that was kind of a problem for Elton. And he's like, come on, please with it. No. So anyway, they were writing songs together because Elton actually did a cover of Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. And at the same time, they wrote a song called together, which is Howard. Oh crap, what's wrong with my brain today? How are you, brain? I'll tell you the song like as soon as it pops in my head. I'll tell you. What is it?
I know that one. What you're talking about? Whatever gets
you through. Whatever gets you through. Got it. Haha. So they wrote that song. No big deal. Hello.
There we go.
I'll get them right now.
Here's your tour.
So we're going. How you guys doing?
How are you?
Well, we'll put you up to date in a little bit right now. So when they wrote Whatever Gets You Through, John made a bet with Elton John. He told him, if the song goes to number 1, I'll play with you at Madison Square Garden and I'll sing 3 songs with you, including I Saw Her Standing There. But if the song goes to number 2, number 3, number 4, whatever, then I'm not going to do it. So okay, whatever. Well, guess what? The song went to number 1. And imagine being in 1974 at Madison Square Garden. Elton John finishes his concert. Oh, by the way, people are starting to get out and leave the concert. A friend of mine owes me a bet, and he's going to come out right now and sing it with me. Elton and John Lennon comes out with his guitar, and they perform Whatever Gets You Through the Night, Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, and they close the show with I Saw Her Standing There. How awesome is that if you were lucky enough to be there? It was not promoted, it was just, sometimes if you're here at the right time, you get to meet a lot of really, really cool things happen here, which I'm going to tell you in a little bit. But that's pretty much the last time that John was ever in a concert stage. Who are you?
Who are you?
How you doing?
I'm Lonnie.
Nice to meet you. Where you guys from?
I'm from Tampa.
I live here.